go ahead and begin our slow flow class in a comfortable seated position, on or off a block, and then wiggle the body so that there's comfort. If your knees are higher than your hip points, then I encourage you to sit on something, whatever that may be for you. It could even be a small stool so that you can allow those thighs to drop down and the knees in line with the hip points, or maybe even further down. Usually this is a difficult place to be, and so you're forcing your body to crunch up, and to relieve it, to find some relief, if you just sit and let the thighs drop down, or maybe even allow the legs to scoot forward towards the top of your mat, that might be more comforting to begin your practice this morning. And then with that, the flesh has been moved, the body's starting to feel comfortable. Rest your hands wherever they feel the most soothing for you. Close your eyes and take a full breath in through your nose. As you exhale, release that breath from your mouth, awing it or sighing it out. Inhale, full belly breath in through your nose. Sip in just a little more if possible. And as you exhale, sigh that breath out, not worrying about where your shoulders are or what your abdomen is currently doing, or even your spine. Another full breath in. Draw a little more air in if possible. And then exhale, sigh that breath out, letting it go, and then draw the navel towards the spine, releasing any stagnation. We've got 2 more cleansing inhales. So draw the breath in, reach through the crown. This time, relax the shoulders away from the ears, feel natural. And as you exhale, open mouth sigh, letting that breath go. The navel presses towards the spine. It's just a soft connection. You're not concaving your abdomen. And last inhale, draw that breath in. Sip in just a little bit more, almost like you have that last bit of the drink, that Slurpee or milkshake that you just really want. And then you'll exhale, open mouth sigh, release that breath, press the navel towards the spine, allowing the rest of the stagnation to be removed. On your breath, your time, closing those eyes if you've opened them up, or maybe blinking them open if you prefer. Take your tongue, lick the lips, seal them to one another. As you seal your lips to one another, start breathing in and out of the nose. If the energy in this moment is a little bit tired, or you don't feel great at this moment, then just let your tongue rest comfortably on the bottom or the palate of your mouth. If your energy feels good, or maybe you want to test the waters, take the tip of the tongue, press it to the roof of the mouth to create that channel for your breath to flow. As you draw the breath in through the nose, drag the breath, constrict the throat. Exhale through that constriction, you release from the nose. You'll continue that breath work, maybe observing what's going on with your body, whether it's the breath that's audible, or whether you're allowing yourself to release the mind to clear those thoughts, or if you've acknowledged and allowed thoughts to enter into the mind. Neither is incorrect. It's just where you're at in this moment. Simple acknowledgement. As you take these next few rounds, allowing yourself to arrive in the space that you've created for yourself this morning. Begin to relax the shoulders away from the ears. Rise up tall through the crown of the spine. Anchor yourself like a vessel to the earth. And then begin to reflect on today, on your thoughts, on your emotions, on your physical being, on what one word came into mind. Was it peace? Was it courage? Could it be strength? Maybe it was nothing. Maybe it's energy. Whatever you decide on, perhaps use that one word or create a phrase with it so that you can set your intention for your practice this morning. As you draw this next breath in and filtrate your body with this one intention you've set, or this verbiage or this phrase that you've created, and as you exhale, open mouth, sigh, let that breath go. Send your love, your light and energy to flow freely around you and within you. Either keeping your eyes closed or fluttering those eyes open, you'll inhale, circle sweep your arms up towards the sky. Let your palms kiss over your head, relax the shoulders away from the ears, and you'll exhale, bring those hands into prayer and at your heart space. As you take your next breath in, pull that right shoulder up towards your ear. Exhale, roll that right shoulder away from your ear. Inhale, take that left shoulder up towards your ear. Exhale, retract that left shoulder back and down. Inhale, we'll sweep our arms back up towards the sky. Exhale, we'll pull the heads of the elbows down. We'll imagine our little hands, our little jazz fingers extending nice and wide. Inhale, our arms will reach up. Exhale, that right hand to that right side, the left fingertips extend. Keeping your left hip down, press through that right palm, extend and reach through your left fingertips to the right edge of the room. A breath in and a breath out. And as you take your next breath in, to extend and reach that left arm up towards the sky, shoulders pull away from the ears, and you'll exhale, tap and twist towards that right side. Inhale, extend and open up. Exhale, release and tap down. Inhale, extend and reach up. And exhale, you'll tap and release down. Stay here for a breath in, looking towards that right side. Exhale that breath out. As you take your next breath in, slide your hands towards the front or around towards that left side. Plant that left palm down. Let that breath go here. Inhale, extend and reach that right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the head of that right elbow down towards your hip or behind your body. Inhale, extend and reach up. Exhale, pull it back and down so you're retracting the right shoulder blade. Inhale, you'll reach up. Exhale, you'll pull back down. And then inhale, you'll extend and reach up. And as you exhale, you'll tap the earth down towards that left side. Breathe in through the nose, looking forward, letting that breath go. Inhale, you'll walk your hands to center until you make it back over towards that right edge. On our next breath in, extend and lift that left arm up. Press into your right palm, lift that right arm up. Exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. Inhale, our arms extend up. Exhale, release that left palm down, extend the right fingertips over. Keep that right hip down, pull the shoulders away from the ears. A breath in and a breath out. And then inhale, right arm goes up towards the sky, shoulders pull back. Exhale, we'll tap the earth towards that left side. Inhale with your breath, lift it up. Exhale with your breath, drop it down. Inhale, we'll lift up. Keep that belly intact, so navel towards the spine. Exhale, release down. Last time we go up. And last time we stay down. Inhale the breath here. Exhale, release that breath. On your next breath in, your hands trace around towards that right side, letting that breath go. Keep that right palm down. Inhale, that left arm extends up, and then exhale, left elbow pulls behind you or towards your hip. Inhale, extend and reach. Exhale, pull it down, retract the shoulder blade. Inhale, reach up. Last time we go down. And then inhale, we'll extend and reach up. As we extend and reach up, exhale, release the left hand down towards that right side, letting that breath go. Inhale, we come all the way around and over, and then inhale, we'll extend and lift that right arm up. Press into the left palm, both arms reach up towards the sky, extending those arms parallel, and then exhale, right hand down, left hand down, bow your body. You might even want to stack your fists this morning and rest your forehead or that space between the eyebrows, known as the third eye, onto the stacked fists, stacked palms, or the earth if you can reach it, or perhaps the palms stay down on the mat and your heart is slightly elevated because your hips or your low back are really tight. One more breath here, letting that breath go. On your next inhale, press into the earth, slide your hands towards your shin bones. Exhale, dome your spine, catting it back. Inhale, pull your elbow heads back. Maybe slide your hands to your hips, squeeze those elbows tight, chest forward. Exhale, dome the spine, the hands once more, slide forward. Exhale, rounding the belly, looking forward. And last time, exhale, dome it back. Inhale, that simulated cow pose, pull those elbows in tight. And then inhale, neutralize the spine. As we neutralize the spine, switch the direction, you have your legs crossed. And as you switch that direction, draw a breath in and then let that breath go. Inhale, our arms sweep up. Exhale, our elbows pull down. Inhale, those arms reach up. And as we exhale, we'll twist open towards our right side. Right hand behind us, left hand anywhere along this right thigh, or maybe even in front of your body if your spine still feels a little bit tired or it doesn't feel like twisting quite yet. A breath in, and then we'll exhale, look over our right shoulder. One last inhale here, letting that breath go. Inhale, we come back to center, the arms reach up towards the sky. We'll exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down, knit your ribs like somebody's squeezing you and giving you a big giant hug. And then inhale, reach the arms up, neutralize your gaze. Exhale, twist open towards that left side. As we twist to that left side, our shoulders relax away from our ears. We draw a full breath in, we reach to the crown of the head, and when we're ready to release that air, we look over the shoulder as much as the body, the neck permits. One last inhale here. And exhale here. On our next inhale, we'll come back to center, the arms reaching up. And as we exhale, go ahead and fold your heart forward. That left hand comes down, that right hand follows, and then you'll bow your chest down. You may observe that one side is a little bit more fluid than the other, and it's just an observation you're making. You may decide you want to stack the fist or the palms. You may even decide that you want to lift up slightly. Whatever you decide on, draw a breath in and let that breath go, softening through the shoulders, relaxing through the chest, down to the ground. Last breath in here and last breath out. All on your breath in time, we'll press into the palms, lifting our heart up, sliding our hands towards our shin bones. And then when you're ready, either fold over your shin bones so that you can come into tabletop, or if you prefer, you're welcome to just uncross those legs and then work those knees onto the mat as you bring your palms down to the ground. Begin to shake or wiggle your hips from one side of the room to the opposite side of the room. Maybe let your head hang so that it's dangling. Perhaps you even look over the shoulders. Whatever feels most appropriate in your body. Give yourself permission to explore. Exploration within the frame is always permitted and encouraged. Come back to center when you're ready. As you return to center, tuck those toes under. Send the weight of the body back. We're going to stretch the bottom of our feet. As we stretch the bottom of our feet, you might want to slide your little toes out, and then you may want to roll your big toes back in, or you can even consider the ankles rolling out and rolling in. If it's too aggressive, find something different for yourself. Maybe just shift the weight of the body forward. One more inhale and one last exhale. As you take your next breath in, slide forward once more. We're stacked on all fours. We'll lift our feet a couple of circles with our ankles just to bring that fluidity, that cushioning for our joints, and then we'll release the feet down to the mat. As we release our feet down to the mat, curl those toes under, and then inhale, cow pose as we drop the belly down, retracting the shoulders and tilt the head up towards the sky. As we exhale, press your feet into the mat. Take your fingertips into the earth, press the ground away from your body. Inhale, cow pose, soft bend of the elbows, shoulders pull back, and you're reaching through your heart. You'll exhale, dome your spine, press the earth away from you, and one more round. Inhale for that cow pose. And exhale, catting it back. As you draw your next breath in, neutralize the body. As we neutralize the body, go ahead and lift your left wrist off the mat in just a few circles to bring blood flow. Place that left palm down, lift that right palm a few circles so that you can bring that blood flow. Returning that right palm back down towards the ground, draw a breath in and let that breath go. All on your breath in time, tuck the toes under, lift the kneecaps off the earth, and exhale, tilt your hips up towards the sky for our first downward dog or inverted V. Begin to march or paddle your feet out. As you bend the right knee, you'll straighten the left, switching it out back and forth, pressing the heart towards the thighs, letting your head get heavy as you pull your shoulders away from your ears. Go ahead and find a little bit of stillness if you're able to, and tilt the hips up towards the sky a little bit more, hollowing out the armpits and allowing your back to be flat. So when you think of flat, it's just like you were to place a piece of paper and it would stay there. Even though our hips are tilted, or maybe it would slide down, a very steep slide. Take a full breath in, let that breath go. As you take your next inhale, lift the heels up nice and high, bend those knees generously, look forward, walk or step your feet in between your thumbs as you exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, you'll lift up halfway, a flat back, those knees stay bent, especially if your hamstrings are really tight. Exhale, bow it back down. Separate your feet as wide as you'd like, maybe wider than hip width distance, and then grab those elbows for Ragdoll. You can hook your thumb somewhere on that bent area of your arm and your forearm, so the bicep and the forearm, and then you can begin to sway from right side to left side. Look in between your legs versus trying to look at the top of the mat. Take a breath in here. Let that breath go. And then inhale, returning to center. Release your fingertips down towards the ground. Walk the feet back towards one another. Soft bend of the knees, and then we'll inhale, reverse and rise. Circle sweep those arms out to the sides, up to the sky. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, and then exhale. Pull the heads of the elbows down, press to the edges of your feet, engaging your quads. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, lowering those palms down to the mat. Step back with that right foot as you step back with that right foot. Keep the right fingertips down and then inhale, that left arm goes up towards the sky. Slowly unlock the right shoulder away from the ear, draw a breath in here, and then exhale, release the left fingertips down, press the palms into the earth, step back into plank, and then exhale, tilt the hips up for downward facing dog. As you take your next breath in, lift your heels, roll your vertebrae forward, you're in plank pose, drop down to those knees if you'd like or not, hug the elbows in, bend those elbows now, reach to the crown of your head, and exhale, bring your heart all the way down. Take your hands beyond the mat. If your back is tight, the drill is send those legs out a little wider. If your back is good, keep those thighs nice and firm. Push the elbow heads back, inhale, we'll lift the heart up. As you lift the heart up, let the hip points drop down, pull those elbows back. One more breath here. And then exhale, lower your frame down. You can even tint the fingertips or press the palms into the ground if you prefer. Inhale, you'll lift up. You're looking directly forward, maybe about 5 feet. And now you'll exhale, release that right shoulder down, pull that right scapula into the body so that you can retract it, looking to your left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, this time you take that left shoulder down, you'll look over towards that right. A breath in and a breath out. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center, looking forward once more, pressing the hip points into the earth, tucking the elbows in and back. Exhale, lower your heart back down towards the ground. Press the hands into the mat, pull those elbows in, inhale, plank on those knees. From plank on your knees, lift the knees up for plank off the knees. And then exhale, downward facing dog. March or paddle your feet out as you bend that right knee. You'll straighten that left one. Draw a breath in. Let that breath go. As you take your next breath in, extend and lift that right leg up towards the sky, bending the knee and stack hip over hip. As you stack hip over hip, go ahead and point the toes and now flex the toes. And then whatever you'd like, circles with this right knee in one direction and then the opposite direction. On your next breath in, square your hips, extend the right leg behind you, press your heart towards your thighs, lift that hamstring up towards the sky like it's a magnet, and then exhale, pull that right knee into your chest, looking forward, step that right foot in between your thumbs, leave your left fingertips down, and then inhale, that right arm goes up towards the sky. As your right arm goes up towards the sky, pull the shoulder heads away from the ears, a full breath in, and a full breath out. One more, and then exhale. Left fingertips go down, looking forward. Take that left foot, step it forward. Exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, release. Separating your feet once more, wider than hip width distance. This time, pull out your peace fingers. So index and middle finger, bend those knees, lift your toes, wrap your peace fingers around your big toe, take your thumb to the toenail. Take your thumb to the toenail and then pull those elbows out to the left and to the right as you drop your head down. Maybe allow yourself to straighten the legs one at a time or sit the hips even lower as you gently pull those elbows out to the left and to the right side of the mat, your choice. Breath in here. Let that breath go. One more big breath in, letting that breath go. Slowly begin to release. Fingertips release to the ground. Our feet come back towards one another. Allow your big toes to somewhat kiss, or maybe there's a little gap, but definitely have about 3 fingers width distance for your heels. Bend your knees, drop your hips nice and low. Your heart may be on your thighs, and that's perfectly fine. Palms come up, chair pose. There you go. If your knees knock together, feel your femurs pull back into the hip sockets. Feel yourself roll the shoulders away from the ears. Those arms reach up. Any shoulder tenderness, then I encourage you to bring those hands into prayer immediately. Draw a breath in here. Let yourself find uncomfort here and sit a little bit lower. One more inhale. Palms together. Exhale. The hands come into prayer and at our heart space. As the hands come into prayer and our heart space, we'll draw a breath in. And then we'll exhale, release, and fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, melt it back down. Inhale, reverse and rise. Fan those arms out and up. Exhale, heads of the elbows pull down. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Lowering the palms down to the mat. This time, step back with that left foot. Inhale, rise up into high crescent lunge. As the arms come up towards the sky, the shoulders roll back and down. Pull the navel in, sit the hips firmly. Bending through this front right knee, press through that back leg. One more inhale here, and now we'll tap the earth or at least bend that left knee 3 times down. So exhale it down. Inhale, we lift it up. Take your time. Exhale, tap down. Inhale, lift up. Last time down. And inhale, we lift up. As we lift up, those arms come forward. We bow our chest down. Slide your arms out like a letter T. Interlace those hands. As you interlace those hands, inhale, rise up. Shoulder blades together. Heart is high. Shoulders drop back and down. If this is not accessible, grab your elbows instead or hold on to your wrists. Breath in. Breath out. One more inhale. Letting that breath go. As you take your next breath in, your hands release. You circle sweep those arms up towards the sky. Extend your right fingertips forward. Drop those right fingertips back and down. Open the heart up. As we open that heart up, sink into your lunge. Draw a breath in. Let that breath go. One more inhale. Letting that breath go. Now back hand, right hand on that left thigh or that right hip. Inhale, reverse it. Breath in. And now exhale, cartwheel those hands. They'll frame that front foot. Take your right foot, step it back into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift those heels, roll the vertebrae forward, plank pose. On or off your knees. Exhale, lowering all the way down. Inhale, lift the heart up. Maybe cobra or even baby cobra. Big giant breath in here. Letting that breath go. And when you're ready, tilt the hips up, back into plank. Exhale and tuck those toes, downward facing dog. Draw a breath in. Let that breath go. Take another breath in and let that breath go. As you draw your next inhale, extend and lift that left leg up towards the sky, bending the knee and stack hip over hip. Allow yourself to look underneath that right armpit and pointing those toes and flexing the toes on that left leg. Go ahead and take those few circles in each direction with your left hip. Switch out the direction if you haven't already. And then inhale, extend the legs, squaring the hips, magnetize the hamstring up towards the sky. You'll exhale, pull that left knee in towards your heart. Look forward, step that foot in between your thumbs. As you step that foot in between your thumbs, inhale, rise up for high crescent lunge. Take your time. Lift, lift, lift. As you lift up, find your stationary place, find your strength. Send that knee into that 90-degree angle if possible. Arms reach up towards the sky, back leg is strong. A full breath in, imagine somebody's pushed your belly, and so you're sending this right hip forward. A breath in, and now exhale, the knee bends, we tap the earth. You have 3. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift it up. And exhale, we bring it down. Last time, come up. As you come up, find yourself steady. And then exhale, bow down. As you bow down, slide your hands out to the letter T. Arms interlace, or you grab the wrist. Switch out the direction that you had it. Breathe in, chest up. Inhale, lift it all the way up. As you lift it up, find yourself pressing energy through this back right hamstring and this back heel as well. A breath in and a breath out. All on your breath in time. Inhale, release. Arms reach up towards the sky. Twist to the left. So left hand forward, left hand down to the 6. Then arms extend front and back. Draw a breath in here. Let that breath go. One more. Let it go. Inhale, both arms reach up towards the sky. We'll exhale, bring those hands down to the earth, framing that left foot. Step back into plank and tilt those hips up for downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, roll those heels, roll the body forward, on or off your knees, elbows in, shoulders a hair over the wrist for strength. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, press your feet into the earth, lift your chest up. Keep the thighs down onto the ground as much as you can or partial. Let that breath go. Inhale, use your core strength, press the earth away, lift up, exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in here. Let that breath go. One more inhale here, letting that breath go. Inhale, heels lift up, bending those knees, looking forward. Walk, step, hop your feet in between those thumbs as you exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, we'll rise up halfway. Exhale, we'll melt it all the way back down. Separate your feet as wide as you'd like. This time, lift your right foot off the ground, slide your right hand underneath. Your toes are at the crease of your wrist and your arm. Same thing with the left side. Lift it up. Go ahead and step on your hands with your feet and pull those elbows out to the left and to the right as you bow your chest down. You might even want to wiggle your toes, hitting all the little pressure points in your hand. Perhaps that allows some release, some relief. Maybe a variety of things. Maybe you lift that right heel off the ground, but keep the left one down for balance and switch it out. Go ahead and return to center. As you return to center, lifting your feet, fingertips come out. Heel toe your feet back towards one another. Chair pose as we bend those knees, sit the hips down. Inhale, rise up for chair. As you rise up for that chair, draw a breath in. Let that breath go. Core is tight, zip it up. Relax the shoulders down. One more inhale here. Palms together, exhale, hands in prayer. Sink down just a little bit more. Instead of bowing forward, lift your chest up, pull those shoulders down. Slide your thumb down your sternum so that it's right at the center of your chest. A breath in and a breath out. Two options to twist. You can either take this left elbow, twist it towards that right, or if you prefer, extend that right hand, twist and open towards your right side, your choice. If you took the elbow down, make sure you haven't shifted that left knee forward. Keep that left hip back. It's intact. Squeeze the thighs. Breath in, breath out. On your next inhale, we come back to center. Chair pose once more. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of relief. So exhale, forward fold. As you fold forward, let your head dangle by saying a yes or no. And then inhale, lift it up halfway. Exhale, melt it back down. And then chair pose. Knees bend, hips are low, arms extend up. Palms come together, knit the ribs. Exhale, hands into prayer and at that heart space. Same option once more. Are you twisting with the right elbow to the left side? And if so, go for it. Make sure that you're pulling that right hip back. So that right hip wants to shift because the left one wants to snudge or make its way back. So keep them level, sit a little bit lower. One more breath in. And that breath out. And then inhale, we come back into our chair pose. Cliff diver as we lift the heels. And as you lift those heels, slide your hands back. You might get the wobbles, you might get the shakes, and that's okay. Mine are really shaky this morning. Take a full belly breath in. And then exhale, drop the heels, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, reverse and rise. Circle, sweep the arms up. Exhale, pull the elbow heads down. Inhale, arms extend up. Exhale, forward fold. Palms down to the mat. Two options, either step back, right foot, left foot, or bend those knees, tilt the hips up, and shoot back or step back into your chaturanga. So you're at that half tricep push-up. Elbows are squeezed, tops of the feet press into the mat. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, tilt those hips up for downward facing dog. Take a full breath in here. Let that breath go. Another breath in, and we'll let that breath go. As we take our next inhale, extend and float that right leg up towards the sky. Bend the knee and stack hip over hip. Looking underneath your left armpit. Start to bend that left knee. Start to spin the blade of the left foot, and if you'd like, step over for a three-legged dog. From that three-legged dog, you come to your flip dog. Extend and float that right arm over your head. A breath in here, a breath out. One more. And then exhale, bend your knees, dip your hips low, spin and pivot on that left foot. Extend your right leg up. As you exhale, right knee kisses that right elbow. Lower it down to the wrist, tap the earth. Inhale, lift it back up and extend it to the back of the house. Exhale, cross it over towards that left elbow. Drop the knee down to the wrist. Lifting it back up. Inhale, extend it to the back of the room. And now exhale, your knee comes in towards your chest. Step that right foot in between your thumbs. Inhale, rise up for that high crescent lunge. As you rise up for that high crescent lunge, draw your breath in. Let that breath go. 3 dips down. Breath in. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, we lift up. Last time we go down. And inhale, we lift up. Exhale, arms come to the sides, bowing the chest down. Interlace those hands. Inhale, lift up high. Lift your chest, bring the shoulder blades together. Don't let your right knee collapse to this left side. Bring it back into your hip. One more breath in, and that breath out. Then inhale, release, arms reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Spin that back foot so it's perpendicular to your mat for about an 85-degree angle. Arms are long and strong. Breath in, breath out. Look soft and relaxed. Back hand down, flip that right palm. Inhale, reverse the warrior. As you reverse the warrior, do your best not to extend into the low spine. Think of sitting into the pose and your arm high-fiving that back wall. A breath in, breath out. One more, and then exhale, extended side angle. Forearm on that right thigh, lift the left arm up. Shoulders pull back and down. Reach to the crown of your head, pressing through this left blade of your foot. A big breath in, and that big release out. Inhale, reverse the warrior. And now exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame that right foot. As you frame that right foot, take yourself into a wide-legged forward fold as your fingertips travel towards the left edge of the mat, and you bow your chest down as all 10 toes point towards the left edge of your mat. A breath in, a breath out, releases. On your next inhale, rise up halfway. And then you have two different options. You have the option to come into skater pose, also known as Skandasana, up high or down low. So if it's up high, you'll slowly begin to point those right toes towards that right side, bending that right knee, and then allowing the left toes to press through the blade of the foot, and you can lift your chest up. So that's one. If you prefer to keep it low, then slide the weight of the body towards the right side, sit into that right thigh, right hip, point your left toes up instead. So you have two different variations. If you'd like to bring your hands into prayer where you're really low, breathe in, breathe out. One more. And then exhale, fingertips lower down to the ground. If they are off the ground, then inhale, everyone back into that wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Skandasana, high or low, your choice. If it's high, you're pressing through the blade of your left toe, right toes. If it's low, your right heel is anchored into the earth and your hips are low to the ground. One more inhale. And then exhale, we release into that wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Turn your heels in, point your toes out. Goddess pose as you have a seat and come into full goddess pose. I know you're not looking at the screen, and that's perfectly fine. I trust you, so trust yourself. Breath in, breath out. Another breath in, and then you'll exhale, sink the hips low, open those inner thighs, pressing through the back edges of your legs. Last breath here. Let that breath go. On your next inhale, lift the arms up, straighten your legs for star pose. From our star pose, triangle pose, as we allow the arms to come to the letter T, start to look towards the right, spin your right toes towards the front, pivot that back left foot towards that back edge. Extended triangle will reach and push the left hip back and out, and then extend the arms up to the ground, to the sky. A breath in, and your breath out. One more, shoulders are backing away from the ears. And then exhale, that breath, you feel the lean. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And now exhale, cartwheel, just that right hand down towards the ground or even on a block, whichever you prefer. And then start to walk the back left foot until you're able to lift and extend for half moon. If you fall out of it, no big deal. Stay strong. Maybe your hand comes to your hip. A breath in and a breath out. Look anywhere it feels right. There's a soft internal rotation of this right leg for support of our body, and that's okay. So don't force it to go directly forward or to point out towards your right edge. One more breath here. And then we'll exhale, step back into that warrior two, adjust that front foot from warrior two. Inhale, reverse it. And exhale, cartwheel those hands to frame your front foot. Spin so that you're on the ball of that left foot, and then inhale, right arm goes up. As that right arm goes up, we'll exhale, release that right hand down. You're gonna step back into plank. So as you come into plank, stay right here. You're gonna drop your heels, the blades of your feet over towards your right side to come into side plank. As you come into this side plank, you're welcome to modify it by lowering your right knee down instead. And while you're here in side plank, if you can, regardless if the knee is down or up, I want you to imagine somebody pressing your belly in and a soft rotation of your hip towards the mat, and lift the hip up. There you go, right there. Breath in, it's a little harder, I know. And then exhale back into plank, honor off those knees. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, cobra or your upward facing dog. Exhale, lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Release those knees down to the earth, big toes together. Slip the hips back as you exhale into child's pose. Breath in through your nose. Breath out of the nose. We've got another full belly breath in. And that release out. Just take a few moments here for yourself, or a few inhales and exhales to regroup, to reassess where your mind's at, where those thoughts are flowing to, where your energy is guided to. And make sure that all things serve your higher purpose. If one thing doesn't, allow yourself to let it go. Perhaps it's not meant for you today. Perhaps it's not meant for you at all. When you decide it's time, we'll inhale, rise up into our tabletop, tilting the hips up, downward facing dog. Breath in through the nose, breath out of the nose. All on your breath and time. Inhale, that left leg goes up. We'll bend the knee and stack hip over hip. As we stack the hips over one another, we're looking underneath that right armpit. We're lifting that right heel off the earth. We're bending that right knee. Spin so that you're on the blade until you're able to point all 10 toes and flip over for flip dog. Anchor yourself through your right arm. Extend that left arm over your head. You can look down, up, or forward. It's up to you. One breath in and breath out. Last inhale here. And then as you exhale, drop your hips low. You're still anchoring your frame with your right hand. Pivot so you're back on that right foot as that left leg extends behind you. Take a breath in. Let that breath go. One more inhale and then exhale. Left knee taps the elbow and down to the wrist. Inhale up and back. Exhale, cross it over towards that right side. Lower it down. Lift it back up. Inhale, extend it back. And then exhale, the knee comes into the chest, looking forward. Step the foot in between the thumbs. All on your breath and time. You'll lead the right fingertips down. Inhale, that left arm goes up. Shoulders pull back and down. And then exhale, your hand returns down on your time. Inhale, high crescent lunge. As we come into our high crescent lunge, we'll draw that breath in. And as we exhale, back knee taps the earth as the elbows pull down. Inhale, we lift it up. Exhale, we pull it down. Inhale up. Last time we come down. And last time we come up. Breath in. And then exhale, pivot your back foot for warrior two. As you come into that warrior two, press through that back edge. Stay strong through your hips. Extend those arms. Look soft. Look relaxed. Back hand down. Flip that left palm. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Again, don't straighten that front leg yet. Instead, keep that bend and allow your ribs to turn towards their right side. Breath in, breath out. One more. And then exhale, extended side angle. Lift and reach that right arm up towards the sky. Pull the shoulders away from your ear. Inhale through your nose. Don't dump the weight of the body. Inhale, reverse it. And now exhale, cartwheel your hands, framing that front foot. As you frame that front foot, both hands crawl over towards the right edge of the mat as all 10 toes spin towards the front of the mat, towards the right edge of your mat. Breathe in through your nose here. Let that breath go. Another breath in, and you'll let that breath go. All on your breath and time, we're taking that skater pose. This time we're taking it over towards that left side first. So inhale, rise up halfway. Either begin to just bend and point your left toes towards that top left corner in your left knee and keep the blade of your foot down for that lifted up skater pose, or pointing your right toes up towards the sky, lifting that chest up. Either or, they're both perfectly fine. They both do the same thing. Breath in. Breath out. One more breath in and then exhale, release the fingertips down, come back into that wide-legged forward fold. Walking your hands to the opposite side, bending that right knee, either toes up or blade of the foot. It's up to you. Breath in. Sink the hips, breath out. One more breath in and then exhale, fingertips release, hips lift up as you straighten both the right and that left leg for that wide-legged forward fold. Go ahead and place that left palm down, lift up halfway, inhale, extend that right arm up towards the sky. Don't hyperextend, so keep it in line with the shoulder. A breath in and that breath out. Exhale, release that right hand down, replacing it. Left arm goes up. Send the right hip over towards that right side. Inhale through your nose. And then exhale, release and lower down. Heels turn in, toes stay pointed out. Goddess pose as you sit it low and you lift up high. Arms come into that cactus style formation. Breathe in and out. Let that breath go, sink it low. One more inhale. Close those eyes if you'd like. Let that breath go. In the legs straighten, star pose. Lift the right and the left heel off the ground if you can. Sometimes people need to shorten their stance, and if that's the case, go for it. But if you can keep it out this wide and lift the heels, then that's fine too. One more inhale. And then exhale, the heels drop down, the arms come to the letter T. Pivot your back foot so it's perpendicular to the mat. Spin your left toes forward, setting up for triangle pose. Fingertips reach, right hip pushes back. Tilt or allow the arms to windmill to the 6 and to the 12 in a clock or on a clock. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, reverse, bend that front knee, trace the thumb back. And now exhale, cartwheel your hands, framing that left foot. As you frame that left foot, press the palms down. Slide back into your plank pose. From plank pose, we're going into side plank. So either drop the left knee down or spin all 10 toes to point towards your right edge and lift up. Hand can stay on the hip, hand can come down to the mat. Hand might even want to support this left shoulder. Again, push your belly in, round your hips slightly, just a tiny bit, maybe like half an inch to an inch. You'll feel the difference as you lift the hip up. That's the hardest part, is lifting that hip up. One more breath in, you got this. And then exhale, regular plank. On or off those knees, adjust the stance. Exhale, we lower all the way down. Inhale, our last cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, hips up, downward facing dog. Knees to the earth for our child's pose. Draw a breath in. Relax and let it all go. Couple more. Releasing and letting go. Last one here. And let go. Taking your time, press the palms into the earth, lift your chest up, adjust those knees so they're in line with the hips. Let your hips sway right side to left side. Breath in and a breath out. And as you take your next breath in, tuck those toes, lift the knees, plank pose to exhale, downward facing dog. As you draw your next breath in, that right leg goes up towards the sky. And as you exhale, you'll pull that right knee and step it to the outside edge or to the other side of your right pinky toe. Little lizard pose this morning. As you come into that lizard pose, you're welcome to keep this left knee off the mat, or you can drop that left knee down, your choice. Top of the left foot can stay on the ground, whatever feels right for you. If you'd like to take your blocks, a pillow, some blankets, whatever you'd like, you can bring the forearms down. This is a little deeper, a little more intense, but you've been in that skandasana, so the hip joint is nice and open. Your strength resides within your body, so you got this. Breathe in through the nose, breathe out of the nose. Another breath in, and that breath out. For those who would like to come into a quad stretch, place the palms back down on the mat. Keep your foot just the way it is. In fact, allow yourself to anchor through the big toe, little toe, and one big point on your heel. As you lift up, exhale, and look over this right shoulder, you'll be able to see your left foot. If you can, curl that left heel towards your body. Reach and grab it. If you can't grab it, no big deal if you have that strap. Take that strap, wrap it around either the ankle or the top of the foot if that's accessible to you. And if it's not, grab your pant leg. That's perfectly fine too. Some people like to open to the pinky side blade of their foot, and that's fine if it feels right for you. I actually like my hip flexor to get a little bit more strength, so I keep my whole foot anchored into the mat, but that's your choice right there. Beautiful, nice work. Give yourself a big smile. Big breath in, big breath out. If you're still hanging onto your foot, gently release that left foot down. Bring your right hand back around and over. Begin to walk your right foot in between your left hand and your right hand, and then straightening that right leg. Exhale, sit the hips back and down. You can keep the hips slightly elevated, or if you prefer to walk the body back, you can. Some of us find the lean through our hamstring more so when our hip's still elevated. Some of us just like the way it feels when we rest our hip on the heel. So your choice. Breathe in, pull the shoulders back and away. And then exhale, bow it down. If you want to play with the position of your toes, know that you can. You can point them, flex them, or maybe even let the pinky side blade fall out towards that right side. One last breath here. Letting that breath go. As you take your next breath in, press the palms into the earth, looking forward. You're going to slide your right heel towards that left side. You're going to send the blades of your feet out to the right and to the left edge. And now you'll exhale, sit the hips back. As we sit the hips back, we'll inhale, circle sweep our arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, pull the heads of the elbows back and down. Inhale, our arms reach up. And now exhale, twist open towards your right side. Right hand behind you, left hand on that right thigh, and it can be a little softer. And if you need to extend this right leg, extend the right leg. That's perfectly fine as well. Breath in, breath out. One more inhale here. Letting that breath go. As you take your next breath in, counter twist it as you exhale towards that left side. Only when you're ready, neutralize that spine. And as we neutralize that spine, either rolling the weight of the body forward, returning to your right knee. And as you return to that right knee, extend that left leg behind you. And then inhale, extend that right leg for three-legged dog. Any motion that you need, take it, and then return that right foot down. Inhale, left leg goes up now. Lizard pose on this side. Step that left foot on the outside edge of your little pinky finger. Staying up high or lowering down to the knee, your choice. Bringing the forearms down to the ground or keeping those fingertips anchored into the earth. If you need to take a block, again, use it, a blanket. Knuckle down through your big toe, little toe, and that heel anchor. Create that beautiful soft arch with your foot so you haven't pressed the arch of the foot into the mat. You've got that soft connection. You're breathing in, you're feeling that lean through our right hip flexor, and you're feeling it through that left crease of your hip as well. Wherever you are, breath in, breath out. Now, if you went into that variation for the quad stretch, palms come back down to the mat. As the palms come down to the mat, inhale, you lift up. Exhale, you look over your left shoulder. You can now see your right foot, curl that right heel towards your body, reach back, either grab the ankle with or without a strap or hold onto your pant leg. One thing that does happen here, and I catch myself all the time, I'll bring that right shoulder to my ear. And so what I want to do is relax it down. So there you go, drop it down. Breathe in, either looking over that left side or maybe you're looking down at your left foot instead. Another inhale here. And that exhale. When you're ready to release, let go without slingshotting your foot across the room. Bring the hands back down to the mat. Walk that left foot in between your right and your left hand. Take a breath in, looking forward. Straighten your left leg. Shift the hips back as you exhale and bow down. As you exhale and bow down, allow your belly to rest on the thigh. Let your toes point, flex, or slide the blade out to the left side, your choice. Again, you can slide all the way down towards your heel. But if you do that, you might find it a little more challenging to slide this left heel once we do it towards that opposite side, your choice. Breath in, breath out. One more inhale. Relaxing those shoulders, you'll exhale. As you take your next breath in, looking forward, fingertips into the earth. Now you can slide your left heel towards this right side. Blades of your feet go out to the edges. The knees are down on the mat. And then you'll exhale, send the hips back. You're resting or aligning right and left knee with the sternum. Inhale, our arms reach up. Exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. Relax that left hip. Inhale, squeeze those thighs as you lift up. And then exhale, twist open towards your left side. Any variation or modification that's needed, take it. It may be extending once more your left leg forward, and that's perfectly fine. Comfort over endangering or hurting your body. A breath in and that breath out. On your next inhale, neutralize. And as you exhale, counter twist, looking over our right side. Last inhale here and exhale here. Then inhale, neutralizing. As we neutralize, instead of rolling forward, we're not going to roll forward. We're slowly going to roll the weight of the body back. Extend that right and that left leg long. Slide to the middle of your mat if you need to. And then gently place those hands around the hamstrings. Roll onto your back as you pull those knees into your chest. As the knees come into your chest, your hands can rest anywhere you'd like. either circles in the sky with the knees in each direction, or you can even drop the soles of the feet down. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're like, I need to rest a little bit more, I need to decompress further than what's being offered. Wherever you're at, come back to center. Draw the knees in towards the armpits. Keep your shoulders towards the inner portion of your thighs. Hold them to the blades of your feet for happy baby. As you come into this happy baby, know that you can play here. Part of the reason I guess it's called happy baby, contentment where you're at. Feet can come together for butterfly happy baby. You can take that wide V if you prefer. You might even want to wrap your hands around the hamstrings or maybe grab the ankles instead if that's more accessible to you. Any variation that feels right. Half a check mark, whatever feels good. There you go. Breath in and breath out. One more breath in and that breath out. Releasing your feet, those legs go directly up towards the sky. As those legs extend up towards the sky, you can flex the toes. You can imagine that you're walking on your ceiling as your hip points relax and drop down. If you need a little bit more, maybe for you, you lift your head up, you hold on to the back of your hamstrings, your calves, or slide the hands towards the ankles. As the hips lift up, drop your head, your back down towards the mat. Pull those legs towards your body. Make sure you're looking at your own paper or your own body versus looking to the right or to the left or trying to look at the screen so that you're able to stay in a comfortable and a safe way as you're here in this pose. And the body may look more like this, and that's perfectly fine. It could even be here. You may even decide just to keep those legs up for that waterfall. All different variations. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in. And that breath out. When you're ready, releasing, returning the back to the mat, drawing those knees in towards your heart, bringing those knees into your chest, those arms cactus or T out. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, go ahead and release the knees over towards the right side of the room. Supine twist to release. Take your time as you take that gaze to your left side or keep it directly towards the ceiling. Allow this right hand to rest on the left thigh. Soften and release through the spine. Inhaling through the nose here. And exhaling out of the nose here. One more just like that. Make it big, make it long, and then let it go big and long. Inhale, return back to center. Arm extends out once more, and then exhale, knees fall over towards your left side. Take that gaze over to the right. Use this left hand as an anchor on your right thigh. Find that softness through your spine. Feel the gentle support of the mat. Another inhale here. And exhale here. Looking back up towards the ceiling. Inhale, we come back to center. And as we come back to center, draw the knees in towards the body and then slowly release and extend that left leg nice and long as you wrap your fingers or interlace them like you're weaving a basket around this right shin bone. Drop that left heel down to the mat and inhale through the nose. And an exhale out of the nose. Rebend that left knee, sole of that left foot down, right leg goes up, and exhale, cross your ankle over for a little figure four. Thread the needle when you're ready, right hand through the triangle window, left hand on the outside edge of that left thigh. Breath in, and breath out. Last two inhales here. Finalize that breath in and then release on that exhale out. Keep your legs just the way they are. Walk your left foot over towards that right edge of the mat. Drop that left knee down. Allow the right thigh to open up, releasing this right hip flexor. Arms can extend like the letter T. Try to soften through your right glute. Let gravity do some of the work for you. One last breath here. Letting that breath go. If you want us to hear longer, you can. If you're ready to proceed and move forward, Come onto the blade of that left foot, lift that left knee up, then you're on the sole of that left foot. Inhale, that right leg goes up, and then exhale, that right heel releases down. Inhale, lift that left leg. Exhale, tuck the knee into the chest. As you tuck that left knee into your chest, hands interlace around the shin bone. A breath in and a breath out. One more. Rebending your right knee, sole of the right foot to the earth. Extend that left leg up and then cross the ankle over for figure four. Thread that needle when you're ready. Flexing the left toes, relaxing the shoulders onto the earth. Last inhale here. And exhale here. Lowering the sole of your right foot down. Keep that left leg where it's at. Walk your right foot over towards the left edge. Now you're on the blade of the right foot. Drop the right knee down. That left leg releases to the earth. It might be up a little higher, and that's okay. Arms out to the sides. Feel your kneecap on this left side, reaching away from the body, opening up through this left hip flexor. One more inhale. Letting that breath go. On your breath and time, begin to lift that right knee up. You're on the blade of the right foot, sole of the right foot down. Walk your foot towards center and then inhale, right and left leg go up. And we'll exhale, give ourselves a nice hug. If there's still something missing for you, you've got a few moments. But if you're ready to release and surrender to our final resting place of Shavasana, legs go out to the top of the mat, heels walk themselves to the edges of the mat as you rest your back comfortably. Arms out to the sides, either palms up or down. Breath in through the nose and that big release out. Allow yourself to breathe naturally, your own rhythmic breath, allowing you rest and connection for our mind, our body, and our spirit. Soft jaw. Features of the face remain at ease. You invite comfort and peace into your heart. you're content where you are, please remain in this restful state in Shavasana. But if you're ready to return, start by drawing a full breath in, letting that breath go. Mighty movement back into the body as you wiggle the fingers, your toes, wrists, and ankles. Letting your neck, your spine awaken as you move your head right side to left side, and then neutralizing the spine or finding that long good morning stretch. And you'll exhale, curl yourself into a small ball, rolling over to your right side, supporting your body with your right bicep, letting your head rest on it. And then inhale, begin to guide yourself into a comfortable seated position, arriving and facing anywhere you desire. As you arrive in this comfortable seated position, we'll all bring our hands into prayer, and at our heart space, we'll draw a full breath in through our nose. And with gratitude and Satnam, or true to our essence, we'll let that breath go and we'll bow to one another. May you allow yourself to be at peace, at ease, and comfort. The divine in me salutes and honors the divine love and light in each of you. From my heart to yours, namaste.